Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this vegan tomato spaghetti and this vegan tomato rice, and it's all super cheap, only £2.02. I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to be showing you the ingredients for both of these meals. So I use long grain brown rice, you can use white or whatever type of rice, and then of course for the spaghetti, any kind of spaghetti you like, I use whole wheat. And then also as a side dish you can have some green beans, whatever tickles your fancy, or you don't even have to have them at all. And then one large loose onion. You're also going to need 2 tomatoes. I don't know why I didn't show 2 of them, but yeah, 1 for each meal. And you also need some tomato puree. So these are the main ingredients for both of the meals. You're also going to need an oil of your choice. I use coconut oil, salt, you can use regular salt, and then all-purpose seasoning, garlic, ginger, and some basil. And if you want to, you can add some peri-peri salt as well. So we're going to go ahead and prep the ingredients. So I'm going to start off by chopping these tomatoes. I like to chop my tomatoes quite minced into little cubes because I find it that if you cut them any bigger, they are quite lumpy in the main meal unless you like that. So I'm going to go ahead and chop the second tomato and put it in a dish for later. And there you have it, all the tomatoes ready for the main meal. So I'm just going to put that aside. Then we're going to move on to chopping the onion. Again, I use the same method as I do with the tomato. I obviously get off the excess and then I chop it into slices and into like tiny cubes as well. So once I've finished chopping the onions and I've got them to my desired size, I put half of them into one bowl for the tomato spaghetti, and then I also get another half for the rice as well. So moving on to the rice, as this is only for 1 serving, I use 2 half cups, so essentially it means 1 main cup. So I put that into my plastic container, and then I get another cup, and then I'm just gonna wash the rice. Guys, you have to make sure you wash your rice because it's a bit nasty if you don't. Now that the rice is prepped, we're going to move on to the spaghetti. So I am someone who struggles to figure out whether I have cooked too much or too little. But then I came to discover this little hole in the spaghetti spoon is actually there to help you measure. So this little hole, if you put in the spaghetti in there, that is 1 serving. How amazing is that? So that is me pretty much done. You can put as many and as little servings as you like. So let's get ready. So the time has come for cooking. So we're going to start off with the spaghetti. So I'm going to get a spoon of my coconut oil or whatever oil you would like, and I just put that on a medium to high heat and let that melt. So then we're going to go and add in our chopped onions that we prepped from earlier, and as you can see they're sizzling quite well, and then I'm just going to give that a good mix together. Then we're going to add in half of the tomatoes that we saved from earlier as well. So we're just going to delicately mix that together, and then we're going to go ahead and add some seasoning. So we're going to start off with some garlic, all-purpose seasoning, mix that together. Then we're going to add some ground ginger, again mixing it together, being as generous or as stingy as you like, whatever tickles your fancy. And as you can see, it looks all mushy and mixed together. Then we're going to go ahead and add the tomato puree, and again just giving that a couple of squeezes and mixing it together, making sure that we spread the tomato puree and the cooked tomatoes together. We're just going to let that sizzle for about 2 minutes. Once that's sizzled for a bit, we're going to add in half a cup of water, and then we're just going to mix it well together. Then we're going to add another half a cup. So essentially you're putting in 1 cup of water. I just don't have a measuring cup that is 1 cup. So then we're going to add the spaghetti. I've split it in half. You can have it whatever way you usually do spaghetti. So I just put it in like that, and then I'm just going to go ahead and push it down into the actual pot actually. So we're just going to let that cook on a medium to low heat. Then we're going to move on to the tomato rice. So we're just going to go get the oil of your choice, drop it in there. And whilst this is melting, we're just going to go and check on the spaghetti and give that a good mix and making sure that we're not burning the spaghetti. Moving back onto the tomato rice, we're going to add in the onions onto the hot oil. Then we're just going to mix the oil and the onions together. And then we're going to go and grab the tomatoes that we saved from earlier. Again, mixing that together on quite a high heat. As you can see, my gas mark is up to 6, so I'm on about 5 right now. So I'm just mixing that well together. At this stage, the spaghetti should pretty much be done. It all depends on how soft you like your spaghetti. You can add a little bit more water and let it cook for a little bit longer, but this is pretty much good for me. So as you can see, it's not overcooked and not undercooked, and that is the spaghetti done, and I'm just going to let that simmer on the side. Moving back onto the tomato rice, as you can see, the tomato is pretty much cooked well. It's a little bit mushy, and that's how you know it is pretty much good to go. We're going to add our all-purpose seasoning, ginger, garlic, peri-peri, basil. We're going to drop it all in there, add some water, and mix well. I couldn't show you guys me mixing this well because it was on a very high heat and my camera was refusing to focus, but it should pretty much look like this. So then we're going to add in our tomato puree. So we're going to put a couple of dollops in there and mixing that again together using the same method as the tomato spaghetti. And then we're going to add half a cup of water and mix that again. And then we're just going to drop in the brown rice. Grab our spoon and mix it all together, and it should be looking a bit like this. And then we're going to add some pink Himalayan salt, or you can use regular salt. Mix that again and then pop the lid on and cook until the water evaporates. So this should be on a medium heat. So as you can see, the water is pretty much evaporated and the rice is looking pretty good. And we're just going to add another half a cup of water and mix it together and pop the lid on, and just going to let that cook on a very low heat for 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes of cooking, your rice should be done and ready to eat. It should look like this. And your spaghetti has already been done. Now it's all just ready for serving. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed filming it for you guys. If you have any more suggestions on any kind of food or any other videos you would like, just let me know. So I'm just adding some basil for the aesthetic and a little bit of the greens on top, and it should look like that. It looks really good, guys, and it tastes even better. Then we're gonna add the rice, and then I'm gonna add the green beans from earlier. You don't have to add this, like I said. And then we're gonna top it with a bit of basil, and there we are. It is done. Again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. God bless. Goodbye.